My name is Bunga and I am here with my friends and we are going to discuss about automotive travels and transportation. Our discussion will take around 15 minutes and I hope you guys listen closely and enjoy our discussion. And the first discussion is about why the transportation is important. So, could you imagine the world without any kind of transportation? Even to get here, I need to take like two kinds of transportation, which is train and motorcycle. So, in the ancient time, people when they wanted to cross the continents, they need to take like a month or even a couple of months just to cross the continents. But now they only need like less than an hour or even like a couple of hours. And in the ancient times, people need to move from other places to the other places just to simply to find foods and drink to consume, and by walking on feet or even riding an ancient animal such as horses, elephants, camels, or even carried by other persons such as this person on the presentation. And in the development of times, the transportation itself has been developing into something much more modern and also fits to many people, such as public transportation that can fit to many other people, and also, for example, such as trains, planes, buses, or ships, and private transportation that can fit only up to 1 to 4%, such as car or even motorcycles. And as you can see from that, the transportation is very, very important to our lives because it saves time and it also contributes a billion employment to people around the world. And it also will help our daily lives, such as going to school or even work or even just to get here. And that is all from me. And the next discussion will be presented by my friend Fedora about the mechanical.
So thank you, Bunga, for the introduction. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Fedora, and now I'm going to continue the discussion about the mechanical parts of the automotive. So, engine is one of the most important mechanical parts of the automotive, and it is divided into several sections. So there is starter engine, combustion engine, cooling engine, and lubricator engine. So I'm just going to explain about the important parts only. So first, there's the starter engine. So these three parts are the main component of the engine, and there are the battery, motor starter, and spark plug. So these components are used to, of course, start the engine. Next, there's the combustion engine. So as you can see, there's the piston, crankshaft, camshaft, manifold intake, and manifold exhaust. So all of these parts are used to combust the fuel to give the energy to the car so that the car can move. So next, there's the cooling engine. Like if you have a fire, you also need the water to do the balancing. So this is the radiator, and it is used to like when the engine is started, then it will be heated, right? So to prevent the overheated engine, you will need this radiator to balance the temperature. So next, there's the lubricator engine. In this engine, oil is the most important component. Oil is used to prevent the friction and make the engine work smoothly. Like as you can see, there's the oil pan, oil strainer, oil pump, oil filter, and other else. So next, there will be further information or explanation about parts and maintenance, and it will be explained by my friend Briana.
Thank you, Fedora. Hello everyone, my name is Briana Febriani, and now I'm going to share with you some tips about parts and maintenance for your automotive. The first one will be about the engine. So as you already know, engine is the heart of our automotive, which will convert the energy from heat, from the burning gas into the force that will move our car. So there are three main parts which we need to pay attention to when checking the engine. The first will be about the oil. The oil needs to be brown, translucent, not clumpy, and not burned. It will also need to be full and need to be changed every 3 months until 5 months to ensure that our engine will always run smoothly. The next important thing will be the coolant. The coolant needs to be full and also need to contain antifreeze to make sure that our engine will not overheat. The next will be we need to pay attention for any leaks, any strange noise or any strange smokes or any struggle that we feel while driving our car. The next will be about the brakes. If you feel that your car pulls to one side, if there are any screeching or grinding sounds, if there are any unusual vibrations, or there are late responsiveness of the brakes, then I will suggest you to change your brakes into a new one. And the next will be about the tires. To ensure safe driving, then you will need to make sure that your tires are properly inflated and aligned. You will also need to make sure that the tread tires is at least 4/32 of an inch. Next will be about the battery. If you notice that some electrical instruments is malfunctioning, or if it takes a little bit longer for you to start the car's engine, or if the battery is light on the dashboard blinking, then it will be the time for you to change your Automotive's battery. The next will be about the dashboard instruments. Paying attention to your dashboard instruments such as the speedometer, tachometer, oil pressure gauge, or fuel gauge will also be important to prevent more serious problems in the road. Like, for example, the tachometer will let you know the condition of your engine, and the oil pressure gauge will let you know if there are any oil leaks in your engine. The next will be about the air filter. Air filter is really important to make sure that we have clean air going into the engine. You need to make sure that it is clean, not clogged with dust, dirt, or pollution. So you will need to check and replace it like in several months. The next will be about the chain. So if you ride a motorcycle, you will need to make sure that the chain is is lubricated and cleaned, and also not too tight or not too loose. You will need to make sure of this at least every time you fill up for gas. So that will be all from me, and after this my friend Jessica will tell you about the basic education of driving.
Thank you, Briana. Hello everyone, my name is Jessica, and today I would like to tell you about the education that exists in the transportation. The first is transportation signs. There are several transportation signs that you can see in the street easily. The first is stop, do not stop, do not parking, do not enter, speed limit, winding road, do not turn left, do not turn right, do not make U-turn one way, do not overtake from the right, and other signs in the street. Besides the transportation signs, there is a transportation rules that must be obeyed with all the people in the road. The first is dim light. Dim light is the light that you can use to giving a sign for the people in the street if you want to overtake in the night or in the dark place. The second is do not overtake from the left. The third is turn signal. Turn signal is the light that you can use to giving a sign for the driver behind you if you want to make the turn right or the turn left. And the fourth is siren. Siren is the light that should not be used in the private transportation. It only can be used in the public transportation like ambulance and police car. And the siren can be turned on in the emergency situation. Besides for rules in this slide, you also know that before you drive a car or drive a bike or any transportation in the street, you must also have a driving license. And there also from me,
Next, my friend Nadya will tell you about the travel services.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. And hello everyone, my name is Nadya. And today I would like to tell you about travel services. So, what is travel services? Travel services is a complex relationship between travel industry and the traveler. Before that, let's mention a little bit about tourism industry. So, tourism industry consists of 4 parts. The first one is transportations, accommodations, food, and travel services. But today we're only focusing on travel services. So these are the components of travel services. The first one is travel agencies. Travel agency is a business between the industry, the travel industry and the traveler. Travel agency also can be the broker between the hotels and the traveler, car rental, and so on. The second one is online travel agent. So, travel agent itself is a contact person for the traveler, so they can ask the travel agent for the trip that they've been looking for. The third one is tour operators. So the tour operators includes all of those things that the traveler needs for their trip, like the accommodations, the transportations, car rental, food, and so on. And I would like to tell you a little bit more about car rental. So car rental is an agency that provides temporary vehicles like car, trucks, vans that can be rent for those people who don't have a car, for those travelers that is out of the town, and so on. And I think that is all for our discussion today. I hope you guys learn a new thing from our discussions. And thank you for listening and have a good day.